Hey, Talia, are you there? I just wanted to know about your fiance. Like, is he okay? Are you really sure that that's the man you want to marry? Because well, I happened to see him in his work clothes and he looks just horrible. He looked so disgusting and nasty like that I couldn't even say a word to him. I just ran right in the other direction instead. But I was like, wow, is that actually the guy who Talia is going to marry? I just really couldn't believe my eyes at all when I saw that was him. It really blew me away, to be honest. Hi, Martha. I guess that means you were just over at my house not that long ago? I'm really sorry that we didn't notice that you were nearby at all, and I guess I'm sorry that you felt like it wasn't a good time to try and talk to either of us. But it's okay. You don't have to worry about anything. And yes, that might have been my fiancé, so thanks for noticing. Noticing? No. I think that you aren't understanding what I'm trying to say. Are you seriously going to marry that guy? Because to be honest with you, the thought of him joining the family just makes me sick. That's why I didn't bother to say anything. I didn't even want to be caught talking to a guy that looked like that. Do you understand me? I'm sorry. I'm really not sure that I'm following along with what you're trying to get at here. If you're saying that you saw me with a guy who was wearing kind of dirty work clothes, then yeah, that was most likely my fiancé. Although I really hope that you weren't just avoiding talking to us just because he was in his work clothes. With the kind of work he does, he just gets his hands dirty. But what does that have to do with him joining our family? Oh, come on. You're not seriously going to marry that guy, though, right? You get that if you two get married, then he is going to be a part of our family, right? And do you really want our family to be associated with kind of greasy, dirty factory worker? I just think that you're really missing the big picture with all of this, you know? Wait a second. I think that I'm still not quite following. You think that my husband is an employee at the factory somewhere? Because if you really want to know, he does a really important job that has a lot of value, really. And besides, important job or not, I really don't think that it's fair to judge someone just because they work with their hands or in a factory. Well, that just goes to show how little you know about these kinds of things. Of course we should judge these kinds of people. Don't you know that guys like him don't have a single ounce of brains in their heads? You really should not get with that guy. He's going to cause nothing but trouble for you and this family. Don't you see that? Now hold on just one second. I really don't think that you're in a place to be saying that at all. Besides, I'm actually really proud of Eric and all that he does. You do know that not everyone can be an engineer like him, right? I just really don't think that you should be looking down on someone just because you don't like or understand the kind of work that they do. And more than that, the point of it all is that I really do like him. So I would appreciate if you could keep opinions like that to yourself. Man, you really just don't know how people work at all, do you? And just who do you think you are to get so high and mighty on me, huh? It's not like I don't understand the feelings you have of wanting to defend your fiancé and all, but I just hope you can recognize that I'm saying all of this for your own benefit as well. So let me tell you again, right now, that marrying a dirty little grease monkey like him is not going to be good for you or the family at all, okay? Honestly, just give it a rest already, would you, Martha? This is really just getting ridiculous at this point. At the end of the day, I am going to marry whoever it is that I want to marry. Do you get that? I really appreciate that you think that you're looking out for me, but this is really none of your business, okay? Oh, I get it now. You're one of those people who thinks that they fall in love and then just lose sight of everything else around them. That's what's going on here, isn't it? But this just goes to show how little you actually know. I'll warn you now that if you marry that Eric guy, that we are never, ever going to talk to you again. We? And how do you mean we? Who is this we that cares at all about who it is that I choose to marry? Because the only other person I can assume that you're including in that would be my brother. Is that who you're talking about? That's right. Of course I'm talking about your brother and I. You should know that your brother is just as against this marriage of yours as I am. Did you really think that he would support you in something like this anyways? You do know that your brother works for a huge company and has a great job, right? He's been working all of his life and climbing up the corporate ladder like his life depended on it. So I hope you didn't actually think that he was ever going to be okay with you getting together with some horrible little factory worker like Eric. It's just ridiculous. It wouldn't work at all. I know that my brother works hard, and I really respect all that he's been able to achieve with his life. And of course, I know that he's worked hard to get where he's at, but I don't think that that determines the value of the person themselves. And more than anything, I don't think it matters where you are in life or how much you've been able to accomplish. I still don't think that it's okay to look down on others. Oh yeah, sure, whatever you say. Of course someone like you would think that, wouldn't you? But I guess I can see now that it's pointless to try and even have this conversation with you. But anyways, now that I've said all I've had to say on the matter of your fiancé, I guess I'm satisfied at trying to do my part for you. Right, well, I just hope that you're not so opposed to the two of us getting married that you'd miss our wedding. After all, we still really want to see you there. It would really mean a lot to both of us. Oh, don't worry. Of course your brother and I will be there. I mean, we're family after all. We basically have to be at the wedding, or else then people would really start to ask some questions, wouldn't they? But of course, you should know that if you really are going to go through with marrying this lowly little factory worker, that we're not going to be holding back our criticism of the marriage the entire time. I see. Well, I suppose that I won't be able to control what either of you say about the two of us getting married, but it is going to happen all the same. But I really am trying to tell you now that my fiancé isn't the kind of factory worker that you think he is. I really think that you would do well to get to know him just a little better. Oh my gosh, why even bring something like this up again after we've just gone and said everything? I've told you that I already know the truth about him. If you're embarrassed to be marrying a guy like that, I can't blame you, but don't lie about it. But don't worry, I just want to let you know that I still haven't given up hope that before the actual day of the wedding that you'll come to your senses and break off this whole silly thing. And I'm telling you that this is just not going to happen. I really am trying to just clear up what's been an obvious misunderstanding that we've been having. But I am glad to hear that you'll be at our wedding at least, so keep your eye out for the wedding invitations.
Hello, Talia, are you there? I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about something. You see, I heard from Martha that you were going to be marrying some kind of factory worker or something. I really don't want to get into a fight about this, but I just had a long conversation with this about my daughter. I really do think it's best if you just call this whole thing off.
I'm sorry, but you are Martha's father, aren't you? I have your name as Kyle in my phone. I think it's been quite some time since the two of us last spoke to each other, although if I can be frank with you, I really don't think who I marry is any of your business at all.
What in the world are you talking about? Do you really think that's true? This wedding concerns my daughter, and that means that it is, in fact, very much my business.
I see. Well, I've heard a bit about you from Martha herself. You're some kind of politician, right? Is that what this is about then? You're concerned about protecting your image or something, and you don't want a factory worker in the family?
More than that, I'm a father who cares about his daughter's reputation. And besides, just why is a girl like you marrying someone like this Eric fellow to begin with? I just really would have thought that you'd have better taste in men. Don't you think someone like him is just quite a ways below you?
I don't really see why I should be having this conversation with the father of my brother's wife. But if I love someone and they love me, then why shouldn't we get married? And besides, I think you should know that your daughter is very mistaken about this. I've tried to correct her, but she just won't listen. So maybe you will listen to me when I tell you that my fiancé Eric is not just some factory worker or anything like that.
I don't know about any of that, but my daughter says that she saw him in a set of dirty work clothes. And so all I'm saying is that if the shoe fits, there really shouldn't be this much debate over it. Please think about your other relatives. Think about the families that you're connected through by marriage. I mean, you know that I won't be able to let you get away with this, right?
What do families completely separate from my own have to do with my decision about who I should marry? I mean, again, you are the father of my brother's wife. I think that you're really overstepping your bounds telling me who I can marry. I am going to marry whoever I want, and I won't be letting people boss me around on the subject.
If you're really going to be acting this way, then I'm only going to repeat myself once more, okay? If this has to do with my daughter, then it has to do with me, okay? And since she is your sister-in-law, whoever it is that you choose to marry is going to have consequences for her, just like it is for everyone around you. I mean, you do realize that that means Martha's children are eventually going to have to call that lowlife that you want to marry their uncle, don't you? And if it got out to the press about who was actually in my family after the two of you get married, well, surely you can see the kind of trouble that might make for me.
I really don't think that it has anything to do with you or Martha. I can't even see how this marriage could possibly have any effect on your image. I think that you might have just a slightly overinflated sense of importance.
Talia, please, I know that you can be more reasonable than this. I mean, you said so yourself, so you already know that I'm a politician, don't you? And you know that means my entire career is based all around the way that I'm perceived by the public, right? My public image creates trust with the people who I'm elected to serve, and their judgment of me carries a lot of weight, especially around voting season. So I can't have nasty rumors being started about me that can be tied back to less than savory people who happen to be a part of my family through no choice of my own.
I see. So basically what you're saying to me is that I shouldn't be getting married to the man that I love more than anything. And the reason for that is because you think it might not be convenient for you at the voting booth. I'm sorry, but I just don't buy into that kind of cold-hearted calculus.
I really don't get what you're not understanding about what I'm trying to tell you here. But in my world, who you get married to is very, very important, okay? But then again, maybe I am misreading the situation. I thought that you were marrying so far beneath you. But if you're marrying a lowlife like this Eric guy, then maybe that's just a reflection of who you are.
Excuse me? And just what in the world is that supposed to mean, huh? That is such a rude thing to say to someone.
Hey, now, it isn't my fault if you hate hearing what other people are gonna have to say about your marriage. But if you're gonna marry this guy, then I think you had better start getting used to it. Either that, or you could wake up from this ridiculous fantasy world that you've been living in and do me the favor of kicking this guy to the curb. I mean, I think I know how we can make this work. How about you just name a price and I'll deliver it? It'll be no questions asked, just as simple as that. Does that sound good to you?
Hold on just a second. Are you trying to bribe me into canceling my engagement with my fiancé?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. But come on! You and I both know that money is what makes this world go spinning around, right? Besides, what's the big deal? Sure, you'll lose this guy who you say that you love or whatever, but you have to think about all that you'll have to gain. Besides, you're still young and there are plenty other men out there. I'm sure that you'll be able to find someone new and much, much more well-off than this Eric guy. And if you've already put some money down on engagement plans, then I'll be sure to comp you for those too. So come on, just name a price and let's get this whole thing sorted so that we can both just move on with our lives, happy about what we've done.
This is just sick. I really have half a mind to throw up. I mean, what in the world would make you think that this is an okay way to act? You think that just because you're some politician that everyone needs to bend their will to whatever it is that you want? Or is this how all of you work?
If you think this is the first time that I'm hearing some young punk who knows nothing about the real world try and tell me about what I do every single day, you're very wrong. And besides, this isn't just about politics. This is how the world really does work. I pay you whatever you want, you take the money and do what I say, and then we're both happy. I don't see how this isn't a win-win for everyone, you know? Besides, you're not really going to turn down a blank check, right? You know, in all of my days, I've never once had someone turn down an offer like this.
Well, then I guess there really is a first time for everything. Allow me to be the first to say that I don't want your money. I won't be stopping my wedding, and nothing you say is going to change my mind.
I see. Well, then that really is most unfortunate. But I just want to let you know that the choice that you've made here today is going to have serious consequences for you in the future, all right? And don't come crying to me when you've realized just how badly you've screwed up your own life. I'm giving you a chance to set things right before it's too late, but I won't offer this again. But at least I should be able to sleep soundly knowing that we're quite a distance apart in terms of our actual relations to each other. So this shouldn't be too painful for me.
Look, I get that you and people in your crowd might look down on the kind of people who work in factories and make things that we use every day. But then, who can judge those people while not caring at all that your daughter is just a housewife who doesn't contribute anything to society? Why don't you hold your own daughter to the same high standards of employment that you're holding my fiancé to?
You really don't know anything about how the world works, do you? It's not just about the job they have. My daughter can be housewife all she wants because she's a married woman. I don't care if that's what she wants to do with her life, because that's exactly what someone in her position is expected to do. Besides, your brother makes more than enough money to take care of them both. But what are you gonna do married to some little bottom feeder barely making minimum wage, huh? You think that's gonna be easy on either one of you? I know that you might think things are gonna go well for the both of you as they stand now, but it's gonna cause serious problems in your future. Let me tell you that much right now.
Well, then I guess it's a good thing that I never had any intention of quitting my job in the first place, isn't it?
Oh, you poor deluded little thing. You just really don't get it at all. You do know what Martha and your brother are doing this weekend, don't you? They're getting to spend time together at an amazing hot springs resort. And you want to know why? It's because your brother is a somebody with a real job who's actually able to take care of his wife. A good husband with a wife who works isn't a good husband, do you understand? Then again, I suppose you really don't understand at all. If you did understand, then you and I wouldn't have to be having this conversation in the first place.
Again, none of that has anything to do with me at all. If my brother wants to spend time with his wife in a hot springs resort, then more power to them. You don't see me trying to tell them how to live their lives.
You know, Martha actually told me a rather funny story the other day that I think you might be interested to hear. She was bragging to me about how your brother makes them so much money that they don't even know how to spend it all.
Is this your new plan? You're just going to brag about how much money my brother, not your daughter, mind you, my brother makes? I guess that politicians really are good at trying to twist words to reflect a reality that only they can see. Anyways, if this is all that we're going to be talking about, then I really don't have time for this. I've got a wedding to plan for. Wow, I can't believe that after all this time, you're still just going to ignore all of our warnings and still get married to this total loser. But I just want to know if you liked our gift. We spent a long time thinking about what you might like us to get you. What are you talking about? Is that your idea of a gift? That was totally uncalled for. You just threw raw eggs all over my husband in his tuxedo, on our wedding day no less. What is the matter with you, Martha? Well, that's so much less than you deserve, if you ask me. This is what you both deserve. Besides, I thought you said that your husband always has some kind of mess on his clothes, right? So I think it's only fitting that on the day he has to wear a tux, he does so covered in eggs. You have seriously taken this whole thing way too far. You need to come back here and apologize to us right now. Apologize? Me? And just who in the world should I be apologizing to, huh? Why do you think that someone like me should have to do that for anyone?
You get back here and apologize to Eric right now! Do you have any idea at all what you've done? You know, I knew that you had a few screws loose in the head for a while, but I didn't think that you'd go and do something like this. Well, now I want a divorce, Martha. I want to split up with you right now.
Wait, hold on. You want a divorce? I thought I was talking to Talia. Am I actually talking to... Honey? I don't understand. Is this just Talia pretending? Are you pretending to be your brother right now? Is that what's going on?
No, I was talking to my sister when I saw that you were messaging her, and she saw how angry and upset I was with you and asked if I wouldn't like to talk to you right now. And you really need to get back here right now and apologize to both these people this instant. Do you understand me?
But I don't understand. Is this real? Jared, am I really talking to you right now? This doesn't make any sense at all. You're not actually upset at me just for throwing a few eggs at that silly-looking groom, right? You know that he's a nobody, right? Why are you so angry?
Honestly, I can't believe that you're even gonna make me explain this to you. And how many times has my sister tried to explain to you? Eric is not a factory worker. He's not some bottom feeder like you call him. You have no idea what you're talking about at all.
But come on. Of course he is. He really is a nobody. Just look at him. Don't you remember that I told you that I saw him in his work clothes? He's at the bottom of the food chain.
I know that you saw him like that, but that doesn't mean that's what his job is. In fact, you should know that he doesn't work for the factory. He owns it.
Wait, hold on. I don't know what you mean by that. This doesn't make any sense at all. What do you mean that he owns the factory? Why would the factory owner be dressed up like one of the employees on the ground floor?
It's because he likes to get his hands dirty and work on the site, not just sit up in his office overlooking everyone.
What is that supposed to mean? Why in the world would someone do that? That doesn't make any sense in the slightest.
Of course it does! And he does it because he's a great boss! Not only that, but his whole staff love him for it. And more than anything, it's because he has the experience to be able to do any job in his entire factory as well as manage it.
But come on, surely there's no way that you're actually this upset about it, right? I can just apologize to him and we can clear this whole thing up, can't we? I really don't think that there's any need for you to be getting so worked up about this, Jared. We can solve this. It'll be fine.
I can't believe that you actually think we'll be able to get out of what you've done. I mean, why would you even do something like that in the first place? I don't care if your dad is a politician. You should have known better than to act out in this way. Besides, how could you not recognize Eric from some of the events that your dad has gone to? Don't you know how well connected he is?
Wait a second, Eric. Talia's new husband is really all that well connected? I had no idea at all.
He is huge in a lot of the business circles that your dad was trying to make headway into with his campaign. And now you've gone and blown all that away.
But this doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, how does this have anything to do with my dad? If I did know about this guy, then he would have warned me about him.
Oh, come on, Talia. You think that your dad was gonna figure out who you were talking about? Anytime you were talking about Eric to your dad, you only described him as Eric the factory worker. You didn't give him any hints at all as to who Talia was really going to marry. But then again, you only saw the way that he was dressed and you judged him just for that. Oh man, you've really blown this whole thing up for all of us. Your dad said that he was going to get me connected as well. Now there's already a bunch of stuff posted online all about how the daughter of the senator, your father, ruined the wedding.
But it just happened. You mean that someone in the wedding was posting about what happened? Oh, please tell me that it's not gone viral already. And just who did this? I want names. Tell me who's responsible for this and I will make them pay. They won't get away with this.
It's way too late for that. What's done is done, and now everyone knows about the egg incident. I would check your phone right now, because I'm sure that you're getting a bunch of calls from your dad right now.
Okay, well, I'll just apologize. I'll go and find Eric and I'll tell him all about how sorry I am for what I've done. Please, everyone has to know that it was just a friendly little prank, right?
I can't talk to you anymore. I have to deal with a lot right now. Here's my sister back.
It sounds to me like you've caused quite a bit of trouble for everyone, Martha, especially your father. Don't you know that his reputation was all that he had? But what am I going to do? It sounds like my dad is really mad at me. I didn't mean for things to go like this. Well, you should have thought about that a long, long time ago. But anyways, I'd get ready if I were you. Ready? Ready for what are you talking about? Well, you don't think that we're just going to let you get away with this, did you? No, you're going to pay for what you've done. But I didn't mean to. It was just a harmless prank. There's no need to take this thing too far. I think you have much more pressing things to worry about than trying to cry your way out of this. Anyways, you'll be hearing from our lawyers soon. After that, Martha tracked Eric and I down as soon as she could. She got on her knees, clasped her hands together, and begged for forgiveness for what she had done, but we weren't one bit interested in her desperate apology. We said that we weren't going to lift even a single finger to help her, and that we would let her own actions skewer her in the court of public opinion. Even after all that had happened, Eric and I were still able to get married to each other without any further incident. My brother ended up divorcing Martha after he saw just how horribly she was treating Eric and I. He apologized to us both profusely. Apparently Kyle had offered him a political career and anything else he could have wanted. Jared said that he was blinded by his own ambition and it prevented him from seeing what really should have mattered to him. While we're still working on our relationship with him, Eric and I at least felt that he gave a genuine apology. Jared has been working on improving himself ever since. Meanwhile, Martha's father's political career ground to a halt. First for the incident that Martha caused, but the added press revealed several cases of bribery that ultimately landed him in deep legal trouble. He ended up tens of thousands of dollars in debt because of his legal troubles and just barely managed to avoid having to serve jail time. Martha, however, was counting on her father to bail her out of any and all trouble when her actions were spread all over the internet. Involved in his own troubles, however, Kyle had no money or power to be able to provide anything for his daughter. Now the two of them have moved in together into a tiny apartment. They both work low-paying, menial jobs and barely make enough to make ends meet. I wonder if they even realize they're the kinds of people they used to look down on now. But Eric and I don't like to look down on those less fortunate than us, so when he heard that Martha and her father had been justly punished, we never spoke to them again. Instead, we've been enjoying the married life and each other's company to the fullest. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.